Cheeky Crumbs! Today we're going to be making a super yummy, gorgeous strawberry cheesecake. And this is for my mommy's birthday and she requested it specifically because it's her favorite. So yeah, let's get started! So what you're going to need, 2 dots. For the crust, you're going to need 400 grams of digestive biscuits, 100 grams of butter, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. For the cheesecake, 900 grams of cream cheese, 370 grams of sugar, 4 eggs and 2 egg yolks, 3 tablespoons of flour, 60 grams of sour cream or plain yogurt, a pinch of salt, and some vanilla powder or extract, and 250 grams of small strawberries to decorate. And for the glaze, we're gonna need 150 grams of strawberries, 3 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And you're also gonna need a leak-proof pan. I am using a 26 centimeter pan, and you're gonna need a roasting tin that will fit it because we're gonna need to give it a nice water bath in the oven. So let's get started. Start by preheating your oven to 160 degrees Celsius. Start by melting your butter in the microwave, and then take your digestive biscuits and place them in a blender. And mix until you get nice little crumbs. Once you have many little crumbs, you're gonna pour them into a bowl. And then pour in your melted butter and stir well until it all comes together. Once it's all come together, pour in your cocoa powder and mix some more. Once your crumbs are chocolatey, you're gonna need to grease the bottom of your tin, which I remind you needs to be spring form, so it needs to have the opening so that you can remove it easily. And now we're gonna pour the biscuits. And you can either just coat the bottom, or you can also go up the sides. That's completely up to you. I like to just have a thick bottom. So we're gonna pour it in and pack it down as evenly as possible. You can use your spatula, you can use your hands, you can use a spoon, you can use the back of a glass, you can really use whatever, and I like to use my hands. Just make sure it's as even as possible all over, and if you hear noises, that's my bunny jumping in her cage. All right, use those muscles. We're gonna need some workout before we eat this cake. Okay, that looks right. Perfect. So now we're gonna set this aside and make our cheesecake. In a large bowl or in your kitchen robot, place all of your cream cheese, and you're gonna add your sugar, flour, and salt, and you're gonna mix on low speed until it all comes together. You're now gonna add 1 egg at a time, 1 whole egg at a time, and you're gonna beat on low speed until it's all incorporated, and then you're gonna add the other egg, beat another egg, and so on. And then you're gonna add the egg yolks and beat on low speed always. Once your dough is nice and creamy, you're gonna add in your vanilla powder or extract and your plain yogurt or sour cream. Sour cream is actually really hard to find in Italy. Well, it's not that hard, it's just only certain supermarkets have it. So I'm gonna use plain yogurt today. And you're gonna beat that well, always on low speed. tip. To make sure that your spring tin is leak-proof, you can take some foil and cut little strips, crumple them up, and place them on the edge, just to even further assure that no water is gonna get through and into the cake. That would not probably taste very yummy. So once your pan is leak-proof, find a ridiculously huge pan or roasting tin that will still fit into your oven. That's very important. And get some boiling water and pour it inside. Now you want to try and fill about up to halfway of the cake tin. Okay, so once your pan is all ready and in the water, you're gonna take your batter, not without having tasted it first because it's delicious, and you're just gonna pour that on top of the crust. Yum! More to lick. Okay, this will need to bake in your oven between 70 minutes and 2 hours. That is a long time, but it needs to bake at a low temperature, which is 160 Celsius. And it depends on your oven. So keep an eye on it until it's golden on top. You don't want it to burn. And then it's ready. So my cake has baked for exactly 70 minutes. And here it is, nice and golden. And if you touch it, it springs back, so you can feel it's cooked. And you're gonna need this to cool at room temperature and then put it in the fridge for at least 3 hours. I'm actually gonna leave it overnight because I'm making this cake for my mom's birthday and it's tomorrow. So I'm gonna leave it overnight and then decorate it with the strawberries and the glaze tomorrow. Yay! Okay, so my cake has been resting in the fridge overnight and we're now ready to make our glaze. So take your washed and chop the grassy bit off your strawberries and place them in a blender, or you can use an immersion blender like I am, or you can just use a mixer. And we're gonna squish them and mush them up using our blender. Once your strawberries have been pureed, we're going to pour them into the saucepan. And we're going to add the sugar, the water, and cornstarch. And then we're going to bring this to a boil and stir constantly. You need to stir constantly until it reaches a boiling point, and then stir until it thickens into a glaze consistency rather than a sauce. Okay, so once your glaze reaches this consistency, so it drops from the spoon but not as fast as the sauce did before, you're gonna take it off the heat and let it cool at room temperature. Now we're gonna take the cake out of the fridge and open it up. And it should come off pretty easily. Woo. Yum. Yay! Okay, now you're gonna have to wash and cut your strawberries. Try and get them the same size. I know it's difficult, like mine are not the same size, but we're gonna make it work. And I like to start from the edges, and you just place them as you wish, like that, and you make a row and then you go in as you work. Ta-da! Here it is, the cake. Looks so good. And I have put the glaze in a little Ziploc bag, and we're just gonna cut the corner off. It doesn't have to be small or anything because we're just gonna drizzle it on top. So we're gonna take glaze. And we're gonna drizzle it all the way around. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. And when you get to the edge, you can either decide to keep it inside the cake, or you can let it overflow, like as you wish. And you can even make a bit more glaze and serve it next to the cake, like on the plate, if you like. That's completely up to you. So here it is, our strawberry cheesecake for my mummy's birthday. And the strawberries and the glaze, they're so pretty. They give a really good effect. And I also really like the contrast between the chocolate biscuit and the cheesecake. And remember to store it in the fridge if you need to store it. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook also. And I'll see you next time. Bye!